feel bad for Jennifer, but I will say she is a magnet for being scammed. She just had an entire documentary about getting scammed from some other guy, and I don't know, there's just something about Jennifer that she just doesn't have street smarts like that.
Jennifer Williams' husband just handed Evelyn a full storyline for the next 2 seasons. Easy. The court just ordered him to pay back every dollar, and now the truth is spilling everywhere. This man has allegedly been scamming the entire time, and the image is officially cracking. For years, Jennifer's husband, Christian Gold, has been out here flexing like a so-called multimillionaire, throwing diamonds around and living loud. But now it's coming out that those Chanel bags and luxury moments weren't coming from real wealth. They were built off other people's money. Jennifer has been scrambling behind the scenes, trying hard to protect her image and defend this man at all costs. She stood firm, defended him non-stop, and acted like everything was solid. Now the courts have ruled against Christian, and it's being revealed he doesn't even have the money to pay back what he owes.
More and more people are coming out talking about he scammed them. This is so embarrassing. This is exactly what I mean when I say do not ever settle in life. I don't care how old you are. First of all, she looks amazing. She does not have to settle. No matter where you are in life, do not settle.
Reality is hitting hard. Jennifer is now facing the fact that she chose wrong again, and this time there's no way to spin it. The consequences are real, public, and expensive. At this point, people are side-eyeing her whole pattern. Because how does she keep ending up with men who fall apart the same way every single time? Christian is now looking no different from the men she had to escape from before. Last year, multiple investors sued Christian's investment business, accusing him of fraud and claiming it was a Ponzi-style setup. And if anyone remembers last season, Jennifer was running damage control nonstop, standing 10 toes down and insisting her man was innocent. Even though Jennifer and Christian both went on TV trying to shut these claims down, the paperwork tells a way different story.
The thing about Jennifer, she continues to repeat the cycle. God continues to send you the same fucking person over and over again, and until you learn whatever that lesson is supposed to be, you know? And she wants to be married, and she wants to have a relationship so bad, no matter at what cost. She wanted to marry Tim, you know? And no matter what, I want to be a wife, you know? And she's willing to take just the title without really having in your life a great person.
Christian never even responded to the lawsuit, never showed up in court, and didn't take it seriously at all. He was properly served and still chose to ignore everything. And it gets worse. He didn't even hire a lawyer. According to court records, Christian tried to represent himself, but he never actually put up any real defense. Because of that, the judge granted a default judgment straight to the plaintiff. The original claim was $120,000, and the court approved it as liquidated damages. But here's where it really blows up. Since the case falls under Georgia RICO laws, the court officially ordered Christian to pay $367,625, which is triple the original amount. This is no longer gossip, no rumor, no storyline spin. This is a legal fact, stamped and signed. When his relationship with Jennifer went public and later turned into an engagement, he allegedly used that visibility to boost his image. He presented himself as a big-time investor, a system-savvy businessman, and someone who knew how to move money the smart way. And let's be real, reality TV and shady money stories keep crossing paths, and this situation just became another loud example. And this is where everything really starts looking shaky for Jennifer. Because now, people are asking the uncomfortable questions she's been dodging. How long did she really know what was going on, and why did she ride this hard for a man who wasn't handling his business? Sources and viewers alike are pointing out that the signs were there the whole time. The flashy lifestyle, the non-stop flexing, the loud promises, but no solid proof behind it. And instead of slowing things down, Jennifer doubled down, defended him publicly, and shut down anyone who raised concerns. Now that the court documents are public, the silence is loud. No more interviews, no confident clapbacks, no big explanations. Just quiet energy while the numbers speak for themselves.
So all the victims, the lady that's on disability with 30,000, you don't care about these people?
Christian doesn't even know who that woman is.
Oh, girl, I get it, that's your man or whatever, but sometimes a motherfucker will bring you down. He stole this woman's money. Should he be trading as a felon?
Yeah, he can.
Who told you this? And because I'm not making this up.
Okay.
You're too smart for this.
People online are saying this isn't just bad luck. It's a pattern. Every time she thinks she's finally winning, the situation crashes the same way. Different man, same ending. And let's be honest, when the cameras are rolling and the pressure is on, everything hidden eventually comes to light. This situation didn't just embarrass Christian, it dragged Jennifer straight into the mess with him. But here's the scary part. There were still plenty of people who trusted them because the public image looked legit. That visibility alone gave Christian credibility, and that's exactly what pulled people in. One of the victims even said it wasn't just the business pitch. It was the personal communication and polished image that made them believe him and hand over their money. Once the payments were sent, everything changed. Christian allegedly became a completely different person. When early investors started asking for their money back, he didn't panic. He talked them into keeping the money in, promising bigger returns. And if someone pushed harder, that's when the real game showed itself. He would pay them back using money from a brand new investor. That move made it look like the investment was working, which kept trust high and questions low. But here's the truth that finally cracked everything open. There was no real investing happening at all. No actual trading, no legit accounts, no real profits. According to claims, Christian kept a large chunk of the money for himself while feeding investors empty promises and recycled payouts. And once that cycle broke, the whole setup collapsed. Now everything is being looked at under a microscope, and the spotlight is not flattering at all. Because once the money trail was exposed, the illusion completely fell apart. People are realizing this wasn't just bad business. It was a carefully crafted image built to gain trust. What's making this hit harder is how closely Jennifer was tied to the presentation. Her name, her platform, and her visibility helped make everything look legit.
There is a lifetime membership fee, $1,500. He does all the trading. When I said the fee, they told me to go to Cash App and buy Bitcoin. I don't know what Bitcoin is. And why did I pay you $1,500 if I have to buy it? So I called to ask questions. I never got another response. But I want my $1,500 back. We're watching you flaunt your cars, your beautiful diamond rings, this Rolex in front of us. And we were robbed.
And while she may not have been running anything herself, the association alone made people feel safe. That's why critics are saying this situation didn't just damage Christian, it dragged Jennifer Williams right into the fallout. Fair or not, her credibility is now being questioned publicly. Fans are split down the middle. Some believe she was completely played, while others feel she ignored red flags because the lifestyle looked good. Either way, the image she fought so hard to protect is now cracked wide open. And once trust is broken at this level, rebuilding it is never easy. Eventually, Christian completely went silent. He allegedly blocked the investors, stopped all payments, and cut off communication while they watched him continue flaunting a flashy lifestyle with Jennifer Williams. And at that point, people started calling it exactly what it looked like: a classic Ponzi-style setup. What's wild is that Christian only decided to speak up once the court officially ruled against him. That's when he suddenly claimed he didn't see or hear anything about the case. He told the court that cyberbullying and social media threats caused him extreme mental distress and fear for his life, which is why he allegedly couldn't respond in time. Yet viewers are side-eyeing that explanation hard, especially since he and Jennifer openly discussed the situation on TV without hesitation. Christian then asked the judge to set aside the judgment, block the victims from collecting the money, and allow him to file a late response. The judge still gave him a small window of opportunity. He was told that if he paid the court costs within 10 days, the default judgment could be reopened and he'd be allowed to make his case. But guess what happened next? Absolutely nothing. Christian didn't pay, didn't respond, and didn't act. So on January 12th, 2026, the default judgment officially became final. The victims are now legally entitled to collect every dollar. Right now, Christian's reaction is raising even more eyebrows. He's gone completely silent. No public statements, no explanations, and nobody seems to know where he is.
So in March, my husband and I looked at each other and we said, something don't sound right.
Because if he's got all this money, and I'm going to tell you, our project accounts at this time, I think they were all running, and when we totaled it up in March, it was like $1.1 million equally between all of them. So we're like, there's no way he can't pull from this and give us yes, and I do have receipts of all of this.
Meanwhile, Jennifer Williams has been the one stepping forward, trying to hold the line for her husband. Jennifer started posting screenshots of texts from people praising Christian's skills and intelligence, clearly trying to counter the growing backlash. She even shared a message saying, "The weapon was formed, but it didn't prosper," signaling that she believes this situation won't take her down. But here's why people aren't buying it. If the so-called weapon is the legal mess tied to Christian, then it's already doing damage. Court records show he doesn't appear to have the funds, which puts real pressure on Jennifer whether she likes it or not. That's why critics are saying this looks bad, no matter how it's framed. Being publicly linked to a fraud case, even by association, is never a good look. Now, some fans are questioning whether Jennifer is ignoring the facts on purpose, especially knowing this news gives Evelyn endless material. Others believe she may have known more than she's admitting, while still insisting there's no proof she was involved in anything illegal. What's clear is this: the public is just now catching up, but the fallout is already here. Now the court case may be settled on paper, but socially, this situation is just getting started. Because once the public digs into timelines, screenshots, and past interviews, the questions start stacking up fast. Viewers are replaying old episodes, old posts, and old statements, trying to connect the dots. Every time Jennifer Williams spoke confidently about her husband's success, it's now being re-examined through a completely different lens. And this is where the pressure really shifts. Even if Jennifer wasn't involved in anything directly, the proximity alone is doing damage. In the public eye, silence, defense, and timing all matter, especially when money and trust are involved. People aren't just asking what Christian did anymore. They're asking who benefited, who knew what, and when certain things stopped adding up. That's why this story refuses to die down. Because once credibility cracks, every move after that gets questioned harder. Fans are watching closely to see if Jennifer switches her tone, distances herself, or keeps standing firm. Either choice sends a message. One thing is clear: this isn't just about a judgment anymore. It's about reputation, accountability, and what happens when the cameras stop rolling, but the receipts don't. Now this is where opinions are really split. Some people feel like Jennifer went along with everything and ignored every warning sign. Others believe she was completely played and dragged into a mess that turned into a liability real fast. What's undeniable is this: since being with Christian, the situation has only brought problems, pressure, and public embarrassment. And that's a heavy price to pay just to say you're married. Fans are asking the tough questions. Has she learned anything from the past? Or does she keep attracting chaos wrapped in confidence? Because at this point, people feel like trouble keeps finding her way. But that's just the conversation online. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Jennifer Williams saw this coming, or did she get caught up in something bigger than she realized? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, and keep the discussion going. I'll see you on the next one.